Hello children, in today's class we are going to study principles of news editing and duties and responsibilities of news sub-editor. So already we have discussed news editing, so I am not going into detail now. So how does news copy flow? That is what we are going to discuss now. See, news copy actually it originates from two main sources. I believe you know the sources, news sources. The primary sources of copy for the desk are the chief reporter or the city editor. So the chief reporter are actually the paper's team of general reporters. And the second is outstation copy, that is special correspondence stationed in outlining national and international metropolis arrive at the desk, that is via email or telephone. So that is outstation copy. That is what we call outstation copy. The first one is chief reporter or the city editor. Second is outstation copy. And if you see the third main source or the primary source of copy for the desk is agency teleprinters. So you know agencies. Agencies are the most, that is most papers is subscribe to news agencies like the UNI, PTI, Reuters, Associated Press, Hindustan Samachar, etc. And the next primary source is special reporters. These special reporters, they will cover sports, film, entertainment, TV, commerce, art, medicine, science, education, etc. And next, if you see, the main primary source is PR, that is copy from public relations agencies of government and quasi-government establishments. So these from these the news copy originates. And another two main sources, the reporters and the news agency input sources. So all news copy is scanned by the news editor or in his absence the chief's sub. Okay, so that is sub-editor. The news editor takes the copy and he or she will decide in which page it will run, in how many column widths and display size of its headline. So while most copies are assigned to particular pages, some will be marked for run of the pages or wild, which means it can go into any suitable page. So run of the pages or wild means those copies can go into any suitable page. So other news stories are assigned to special pages like commerce, sports, foreign, national, international, etc. So copy then moves to the chief sub-editor who checks the instructions given with it by the news editor and passes each copy on to the respective subs. Okay. So let us now see the principles of news editing. See, copy editing or news editing is the work of a sub-editor, that you must understand. So actually this news editing is the work of a sub-editor. So copy editing functions are like, copy must be corrected for errors. So that is the meaning of copy editing or news editing. So news or the copy, news story must be corrected for errors. Errors like, spelling, grammar, sentence structure, style, taste, facts and organization of the story. So these has to be checked. And they have to, if they find any mistakes, they have to deduct those errors and they have to eliminate those errors from the copy. That is the main duty of a sub-editor. They have to deduct the errors and eliminate from the copy. So errors like, if there is any opinion elements, they must be able to deduct such opinion elements and they must eliminate those elements, opinion elements. Okay, their writing should be always objective. And repetitions, if there are any repetitions and any tedious details, they'll have to look for such details and eliminate those details. And if there are any overlooked facts and disguised publicity, libelous matters, they have to be very careful. They have to look for the libelous matter and hoaxes like tricks, duplication and old stale news. So all these things they have to be careful. So I have listed a few here. So you can listen carefully. You can read all these. So first is accuracy. So a good sub-editor always follow these principles while at work. So first is accuracy. Accuracy is the mantra of a sub-editor always chants. So it is achieved by cross-checking of everything in the story from facts and figures to attribution. And the second is balance and fairness. See, balance can be achieved by keeping objectivity. So objectivity in editing means presenting the story without bias or personal opinion. So that is objectivity. So the story must be objective. It is against no editorialization or reflecting personal views in news writing. So it is presenting the both sides of the story. So that is objectivity. So what is objectivity? Presenting the both sides of the story. The sub-editor should not write in favor of anyone. So fairness means truthfulness. So it is earned by right observation. So that is balance and fairness. And the third one is brevity. So brevity is the soul of journalism. We used to say that brevity is the soul of journalism. So it is telling a story as it should be without beating about the bush. So it saves time and space and wins applause when consummated to perfection. And the fourth one is clarity. So clarity in expression is achieved by using simple language. So that is very important. A writer must use only simple language, choosing the right word for the right context and simple sentences. And the next one, simplicity. So simplicity and clarity are essentially needed in a news report. So while editing, long and complicated words should be replaced by short and clear ones. For simplicity in expression, you always do away with clutter and jargon. Minute attention should be paid to the words in the story in order to improve its quality and appeal. And the next one, last one, is readability. A sub-editor should be vigilant about the mistakes in language for readers. These apt words, expressions and grammar are very important for developing a good language. So readability is achieved by using readability formulae. Okay, so that is very important. Next topic is electronic editing. It is easy if you know a word processing program like Microsoft Word these days. It is so if you are thorough with these, it's very easy for you to edit. So with the direct input of copy, all the editing operations are done online with the help of edit software. So the cursor on the computer screen guides the people. So the reporter or the sub-editor, uses menu options to cut, copy, delete, trim, boil down, or prune to reduce the length of the story, and that saves space. So the sub-editor can use cut and paste methods to add more background materials, possibly from morgue or newspaper library. Next is a spell checker. So spell checker tool is used to correct spelling mistakes. I believe you will be aware of the spell checkers. It is used to correct spelling mistakes and calculate word count. A split screen on which two stories are displayed side by side can be used when working on copy from another source and to rewrite the dull copy, adding more background information from multiple sources. So the sub-editor can add late information. So he can do it faster by blue pencil or a ballpoint pen. So the revised form of story is called regis or redress. So the clean copy is then directly sent for image setting. So this is another important topic. Stylebook. See, every newspaper, if you see, got its own style. The style of a newspaper actually expresses its individuality. The personality of news media and policy decisions are reflected in styles. So it distinguishes actually the style, or style of newspaper distinguishes a medium from another. So style reflecting characteristics may be either external or internal. So external style is expressed by the physique, right? But internal style is expressed through behavior, mannerisms, and creativity. So in each creation, individuality is reflected. Each and every media follows a particular format. A difference in format, narration, and presentation of items are based upon a document which is called style book. So they have a document, they have a book. Each newspaper organizations, they follow a book called style book. This is called style book or house style, in-house style manual. Okay, that is do's and don'ts prescribed for the writers. That is style book. So each organization will have their own style book. This is called style book or in-house style, house style manual. It is a detailed document on various aspects of media organization. So all activities, especially editorial works, are designed on the basis of style books. Presentation, language, layout, even layout. So layout, if a newly recruited writer, if he or she doesn't know to write, if he is not sure of the structure, the person can refer the style book to know the structure of the organization. So layout, important spellings, policy matters, etc. Everything will be mentioned in this style book. A familiar style is easily identifiable, though the name of the publication is not mentioned. So you know the style of Manorama, you know the style of the Hindu. So that is the individuality of a newspaper. So print media actually stand for different functions, and aims and functions decide formats of writing. So we have various forms of printed materials, like printed materials like poetry, drama, letters, short story, novel, essay, news, features, etc. So all the forms are different. Because why all these forms? Novel is different from essay because they are presented in different formats. So to write and publish news in print media, there is a particular format. So that is called structure. So to know the structure, which structure is followed in which particular newspaper, the writers usually refer this style book. Okay. So house style of a newspaper is a reflection of its personality. So the paper's socio-political leanings, tradition and attitudes are some of the factors considered for the formulation of a uniform style. So the writers of the style book also take into consideration the intellectual standard and taste of its loyal and potential readers. So style book establishes rules of uniformity in matters of punctuation. So this is very important. What do you get from the style book? Style book establishes rules of uniformity for the writers, okay, in matters of punctuation, form of abbreviations, capitalization, word division, spellings, numerals, and other details of expression. It is compiled and updated by senior persons in the desk. So every year or once in 2 years, it is updated by senior persons in the desk. So style books are now available in print and worldwide web-based versions. So Associated Press, that is AP style book, is very popular and it is widely used by many newspapers worldwide. Even the Hindu and Madhubhumi have developed their own style books over the years. So television news channels like Times Now and India Vision to have their own style book. So the difference between the two is, while the first one deals with the right usage of written words, the second is that is for television. Television style book is that will discuss the right pronunciation of spoken words and the style of presentation. So that is the difference between for the print and the electronic media. Difference style book for print and electronic media. So electronic media will discuss the correct pronunciation and the style of presentation. So with this, we come to the end of today's class. Meet you in next class. Thank you.